Imagine if the crypto world were a vast ocean, with Bitcoin as the massive whale that's dominated the depths for years, amassing a school of over 300 million followers, while XRP is the swift dolphin, nimble and efficient, yet followed by just a couple million so far. But what if that dolphin suddenly caught the current, surging to match the whale's crowd? With fresh waves from giants like the DTCC, tokenizing trillions and whispers of a spot XRP ETF on the horizon, XRP's price could ride a tidal wave to new heights. We'll unpack the adoption chasm, explore institutional undercurrents, debunk some viral myths like Ivanka Trump's supposed signals, and chart why ETF approval might hit sooner than a summer storm. This dive could reveal why XRP is poised to flip the script in finance. First off, let's map out this ownership divide using on-chain intel from sources like Wonder Trading and Coinpedia. Global Bitcoin holders clock in at around 300 million as of mid-2025, equating to about 3.7% of the world's population, with daily active users nearing 400,000 and a balanced gender split of 61% male to 39% female. That's like having an entire nation's worth of enthusiasts, say the US population, all tuned into one asset for portfolio diversification matrix plays. On the flip side, XRP's wallet count hits 6.6 million, but strip away the inactive dust collectors, those tiny remnants from old trades, and you're left with under a million true holders, barely 0.01% global reach. Picture a bustling concert hall with 40,000 fans. Only about 4 might hold XRP, versus 1,480 Bitcoin owners, underscoring Bitcoin's entrenched status as digital gold with broad merchant acceptance. Hear me out. This gap isn't a dead end. It's a launchpad for risk-adjusted returns if XRP taps into cross-currency settlement efficiency. Now, zoom in on why this disparity exists, drawing from River.com and A-Invest reports. Bitcoin's 200 million wallets include 106 million active ones, penetrating markets like Vietnam at 21.19% of the population, fueled by network effects and store of value appeal. XRP, however, shows a mixed bag. Total wallets reached a peak of 7.24 million by July 2025, up 1.4 million since August 2024, but active addresses plummeted 80% from December 2024 highs to under 21,000 by June, hinting at a shift to long-term holding amid DeFi growth. Lightbulb moment. This setup mirrors a sleeping giant, where concentrated distribution top 1% needing just 50,637 tokens means early birds could reap massive gains as institutional capital deployment awakens. And here's the twist. With Trump's policies minting 15,841 new Bitcoin millionaires from January to July 2025 alone, XRP's niche in foreign exchange volatility hedging could spark a similar wealth wave. Shifting to growth potential, our analysis of adoption trends from the Crypto Basic and Euronews paints an explosive picture. If XRP's base swells from 1-2 million to Bitcoin's 300 million, macroeconomic implications loom large, potentially pushing prices beyond $1,000 based on mid-July 2025 metrics of $3.44 per token and $185 billion market cap, scaling that 300x holder multiplier while factoring treasury management solutions yields conservative upsides mirroring Bitcoin's path from niche to mainstream. Think about this. Like a startup scaling from garage to global empire, XRP's fixed supply and escrow mechanics could amplify demand, especially with central bank pilot programs in Bhutan and Palau testing XRPL for CBDCs. The kicker? Even matching 4% global penetration demands $214 billion inflows, doubling the cap to $428 billion and eyeing $7.25 per token. Pay close attention. This isn't abstract math. Federal Reserve data on Bitcoin's 106 million active wallets contrasts sharply with XRPL's 7.24 million total. Yet XRP's 40% price surge in July 2025 amid DeFi expansion signals momentum. Industry insiders report whale accumulation hitting 14% of supply, reducing sell pressure as top 0.01% holders, 663 wallets with over 5 million XRP, consolidate. I did not see that coming. Active wallets defied an 80% address drop, topping 7.24 million through long-term strategies per A-Invest. Central bank sources confirm XRPL pilots in 5 countries, demonstrating real utility beyond speculation. The implications are staggering. Grok AI, 4Heavy predicts XRP peaking July, September 2025, driven by Fed cuts and Bitcoin cycles. Now, let's navigate the institutional tide, where DTCC's $100 trillion tokenization push could supercharge XRP. According to DTCC's June 2025 milestone, assets under custody surpassed $100 trillion, with 49% equity growth and ETF holdings doubling to $11 trillion, setting the stage for blockchain integration. Patent US 2025-0078162A. One names XRPL as a settlement layer for digital liquidity tokens, enabling compliant cross-ledger transfers with embedded valuation. This changes everything. Live demos by DTCC CTO confirmed equities converting to on-chain tokens, settling via public DLT like XRPL. IMF papers project tokenization hitting $19 trillion by 2030, with stablecoins growing tenfold. I'm speechless. Ripple's $1.25 billion buy of Hidden Road in April 2025 links directly as Hidden Road, DTCC participant number 9388, plans XRPL for prime brokerage, channeling Treasury trades. Treasury sources affirm this boosts institutional-grade liquidity through multi-hop routing. Remember the 2022 Terra implosion? XRPL's fixed supply and escrow prevent such failures, offering superior capital preservation. CBDC pilots on XRPL in Bhutan and Palau showcase utility, while the Night airdrop 1.2 billion tokens to XRP holders via Cardano fuels cross-chain synergy. Here's where it gets wild. Capturing 5 to 10% of DTCC flows could yield quadrillion-scale impact on liquidity algorithms. This might blow your mind, but the Ivanka Trump buzz? Social media lit up over her January 2025 post, slamming a fake dollar Ivanka token, with some claiming her X warnings nod to XRP. Per Cryptopolitan, she clarified no ties to the scam, warning of consumer risks in celeb-branded cryptos. That vintage truck photo's X on the gas can is just a jerry can reinforcement from 1932nd military designs, controlling expansion, not a crypto clue, as automotive historians confirm. Institutional research from DigWatch labels it a common aftermarket trait on utility vehicles, nothing more. The kicker: memes distract from real catalysts like DTCC's $100 trillion push. Buckle up, the spot XRP ETF wave is cresting faster than expected. Regulatory filings show SEC's the 25th of July, 2025 deadline for REX. Osprey's app carries 90 to 95% approval odds per A-Invest. Franklin Templeton, $1. 5-ton AUM. Filed March 2025. Joining Grayscale, Bitwise, 2-1 shares, Wisdom Tree deadlines, Bunch in October 2025. Bloomberg eyes 85% chance by year-end, mirroring Bitcoin's $37 billion inflows. Pilot programs affirm XRP's non-security status post-2023 ruling. What if inflows constrict XRP's float, like BTC's post-ETF boom? Analysts target $5 -$7 early, scaling to $10 plus with allocations. Polymarket bets at 79% for approval by the 31st of December 2025, fueled by futures like ProShares, UXRP. Coming up, the regulatory twist: ongoing appeals might delay, but settlement odds hit 70 to 90% by the 15th of August. Fiduciary shifts could draw retirement funds, revolutionizing cross-border optimization. Industry reports 83% Bitcoin ETF inflows, institutional XRP may follow. Surprised with this stat, XRP's 99.6% profitable supply tops Bitcoin's 97% per Yahoo Finance, showing holder resilience amid DeFi rise. Basel III standards favor XRPL's efficiency, with ODL volumes at $15.2 billion in 2% YoY growth. The third factor surprises seasoned traders. Trump's reserve, including XRP, could trigger $60 billion inflows by 2025, per JP Morgan. Prudential regulations like Genius clarify stablecoins, boosting RLUSD in brokerage. ISO 20022 on XRPL eyes. Swift displacement, potentially yielding $45 per XRP. Let me break it down. If crypto caps $3.5 trillion by 2034, XRP at 5.42% share implies $33.40. Whale hoarding hits 14% supply, easing pressure via atomic swaps on sidechains with 20,000 pools. That just happened. Wallets topped 7.24 M, bucking 80% address dip holders dominate. Financial modernization via DTCC's app chain patents, XRP for tokens, US 20250078162A1 confirms. IMF projects, $30 ton, tokenized by 2034, XRP's bridge could snag 14% Swift, targeting $10 negative $15. Emotional hook. Envision 10,000 XRP blooming into $2.5 million. Investors call it feasible with adoption. Systematic assessment shows XRPL 57,000x greener than Bitcoin. This blows minds. Nightdrop gave 1.2 billion tokens to XRP holders, per CoinCentral. Yield mechanisms via AMMs fueled July's 40% surge. Chainalysis notes 560 million global crypto owners, XRP's 0.01% screams upside. If crypto were a marathon, XRP holders are the dark horses pacing for a sprint finish, exclusive yet explosive. Due diligence reveals 37 million wallets qualified for night, XRP grabbing 5%. Buckle up, DTCC's $100 trillion milestone doubled ETFs to $11 trillion, XRP's patent roll eyes trillions. CBDCs on XRPL test in 5 nations. Insiders report 99% XRP holders profitable, 99.6%, edging BTC. Anecdote. Imagine a Mexican worker sending funds home, ODL, cuts fees 60%, settling seconds versus Swift days. Diversification favors XRP for FX hedging, per Standard Chartered. What if banks adopted? Trump's 15,841 Bitcoin millionaires in 2025 hint at wealth potential. Macro tailwinds like rate cuts peak early 2026. Filings show SEC's 75-day proposal fast-track. Humor quip. If XRP were a superhero, it'd be Quicksilver zipping past Bitcoin's lumbering hulk in settlements. Nostro optimization via ODL ends prefunding woes. Didn't see coming. Ivanka's ex is Jerry can design, not XRP code. Remittance modernization, eyes $1 ton by 2029. Treasury solutions like RLUSD with BNY Mellon Bill Trust. Rhetorical. What if XRP grabs 25% remittances? $35 price per crypto basic. Returns from ETF inflows could echo BTC's 108 Kelvin high. Lightbulb. 663 whales hold over 5 million XRP top 0.01%. Liquidity via Hidden Road ties to $11 trillion treasuries. Sources confirm XRPL CBDC pilots. Suspense. Wait for Grok's Q3 2025 peak prediction. Preservation strategies favor XRP's deflationary model. Hook. Owning XRP now could yield unimaginable wealth. Basel aligns with XRPL efficiency. Bloomberg's 85% odds. We've charted XRP's gap, DTCC's trillions, debunked myths, and ETF timelines. Matching Bitcoin could propel $1,000 plus prices, backed by patents and inflows. Hit like if you're riding the XRP wave, Subscribe for more insights, and comment your boldest prediction. What's XRP at in 2030? The surge is brewing. And you guys, I have a special trick for you, which nobody seems to be using, and I cannot wrap my head around why, because if you sign up through my link down in the description onto the BTCC exchange, you get a 10% deposit bonus, and now stay with me here. Now here comes the important part. If you have any trading capital on any other exchange and you move it to your newly created BTCC account, you get, on top of your capital you moved, another 10% extra trading capital. As an example, so if you move or deposit 100k to your account, you get 10k for free. I'm not kidding. I really don't understand why nobody's doing this. To me, it really seems like people sometimes are too lazy or just don't like free money. I mean, like, I cannot make that account for you. You will need to do that yourself, alright? So let's jump back into the video.